Hey everybody, Jim from Cigars. Today I am out in the woods reviewing the Davidoff Winston Churchill, the Late Hour. And this cigar is named after Winston Churchill's habit of doing his hardest thinking, his most serious thinking in the late evening, late hours of the day. And I do my best thinking here in the woods. I do a little forest bathing, and as the hippies say, and, and so I figured it's a good place to smoke the late hour. A little bit about the cigar. This was released in about 2017, I believe, by Davidoff. It was kind of a sequel to the white label Winston Churchill cigar line that they started a few years before that. And what's interesting about this particular cigar is the filler on this is aged for 6 months in a single malt Scotch cask. So this Nicaraguan tobacco is grown in the Condega region of Nicaragua, and then they also mix it in with some Dominican fillers that are not aged in the same cask. It's an Ecuadoran Habano wrapper, and it's a San Andres binder. So it is a pretty dark cigar. It's certainly fitting of the name. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing lit up, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. So the first taste I'm getting is that scotchy, it's some kind of, fermented boozy taste that really does come through on it, combined with a ton of spice. It really hits you. And this is billed as a medium full cigar. This is a Robusto size, by the way, and it's billed as a medium full cigar. But man, right now it's acting full. But we're early on yet. That may change. I did want to mention the price on this cigar. Man, Davidoff cigars. I got this in like a 5 sampler of Davidoff. It was pretty close to what I'm going to tell you on a cost per stick basis. And this particular size Robusto is about 24 bucks a pop. So at that price, we really want a good cigar. So far, it is, but we got a long way to go. One of the things I was reading about as I was doing my research on this is the suggestion that you really have to smoke the cigar slowly. You can't rush through it. And I'm a guilty of over smoking kind of guy. So I'm going to be extra careful and kind of do this one slow. But when I get far enough along to do a final report, I will get back to you. All right, getting down to the end of this Davidoff Winston Churchill, the Late Hour. And let's talk about the flavors first. It really is predominantly leather, but with this very noticeable overtone, which I think is the filler and the aging in the Scotch barrels and so forth. It makes it more like a different kind of leather, just kind of a unique taste on it. Very peppery to start out with, very spicy, but it really eased into the medium full that it is billed at. But the leather kind of stuck around for the whole length of the cigar, with not much else thrown in. Maybe a tiny bit of cream, but not a heck of a lot. Smoke production has been kind of disappointing. Draw was okay. So overall, I'm going to say this is one of the okayest cigars I've ever smoked. Especially, it's the okayest $24 cigar that I've ever smoked. You expect more. You expect exemplary draw, exemplary construction, and look at that. It is certainly not a razor sharp burn, and I've had to touch it up a couple times. So let's start out by, I just saw a big hawk fly over my head, that's why. But let's start out by talking about the body. It really is medium full. I'm going to say 7. Certainly not a strong cigar, although it kind of started out that way. Smoking experience, like I said, this is an okay cigar. I may give this my award as the okayest cigar I smoked in 2023. But like I said, okay isn't good enough. So I'm going to give this an 8. I'm going to give this a 7.5 for a rating on it. If you want to experience the fine luxury of Davidoff, have at it. But I don't know. I think I'm going to be one and done on this one, and you can take that as you will. So they can't all be winners. I'll see you next time from Cigars.